Introducing Grammarly, like you've never seen before. Your all-in-one writing essential. This
Okay, I need to change the stream title. It's not Game Jam. Okay. See. There we go. Sweet. Okay, so we're gonna be working on Penguin Heist today. Heisting in penguins. I'll wait for a few more people to drop in or start looking at other stuff. Yeah, it seems like that one's bugged, at least in this version of Fusion, so we'll have to revert the Fusion folder. But yeah, we did the game jam, and it went well. All things considered, I think it went quite well. You know, horrific, arguably horrific launch. Well, without going into too much detail, as I was rolling up into the event on the bus on the way there, it just so happened to be that I was fixing bugs because there was a critical bug that slipped into the build. I like your lair. Thank you, Bob. Oh, yeah. It's been a long weekend, guys. It's been a long weekend. And there's a long week ahead of us. Yeah. What's this? Allow client server modes in WebGL. Network ID is object name. Right, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for that. I don't know what the issue is with gonna check. Yeah, I don't know, like, what is annoying to me right now in the NeoVim-verse, because I'm still in NeoVim, still doing NeoVim, and I am struggling with all these constant pauses and breaks that get introduced as a result of the language server freezing. I don't know if we can, like, we could ask ChatGPT about it. Let's do that. Yeah. Hey, so my NeoVim freezes when my language server is... Let's see. Is this a thing? Because that would be darn tootin' handy. Family Muka, what's up? DoorDash, you can't really multi-thread NeoVim himself, but you can stop it from freezing by making sure you aren't using any blocking synchronous LSP calls. NeoVim talks to language server async RPC already. Hangs usually means something in your config or plugin is... Okay, yeah, so we need to figure it out. Saying something about sync. Interesting. I'll have to wait for this import, I guess. Async is true. No, nothing here. What are you working on today? Working on Penguin games today. Also, over the weekend, I just made my first ever open source contribution. Yippee, amazing. I think it's 32, and then send rate is 16. When changed network objects are not replicated by the server to the client due to culling, data per particular bit was reached. The server increased the priority of that network object for the next outgoing tick to update that client. Right, okay. Yeah. Oh. So how was your weekend, Bob? How was your weekend? You had a good time? All right, not too bad. Good. No errors being... I mean, there's this one, initialize weapon here. But network transform object is not assigned for obvious reasons. Looks like the performance is not stellar. I just want to check the profiler here. Yeah, it's hitching quite a bit, isn't it? Why is fixed update using so much? Interesting. Okay, so I think this part here, the when network transform is assigned, I think network transform is a network property, so we'll just remove that. Network transform. Yeah, it's networked. Unassigned network transform proxy here, and then we can say if and then if weapon doesn't equal no, and weapon. Sweet. We should be able to vote restart here and just get no errors, I guess. Hello, B-Work Rumbler. What's up? We good? Okay, sweet. Works all right. Let's just synchronize this and see what happens. Bro, that's crazy good, bro. Like, I ate penguin carbs of mozzarella mozo. What the fuck does that mean? I mean, good on you, but I have no clue what any of... Power to the people, or something like that. Very good, says Zeno. Yeah, thank you. For those kind words. Okay. Join this client. Is this real? This is real. Are you real? That's what I ask myself. I think I might need to get my computer charger. I don't believe you, B-Work Rumbler. I don't believe you. I don't think you are real. What do we think, chat? Do we think B-Work Rumbler is real? Me personally, I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I think they are real, but who knows? I don't think, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, but I'm actually real, not lying. I don't buy it. You don't have any proof. And even Bob is doubting. Even Bob doesn't even know. And Bob's a very smart person, and Bob thinks you might not be real. And I trust Bob. You know, we always call Bob Honest Bob because he's always so honest. Their little nickname we gave him. Okay, let's see here. Host. A real person would not chat bot stuff like me. How can you not know that? That's a very bot thing to say. Saying that you're not a bot is like the first thing a bot would say. Yeah, definitely not a real person. Definitely. What's this, like, try get state snapshots? Wait, is this fusion? Um, Interesting. Who's going to Penguin Court? Good point. Who is going to Penguin Court? Wait, let's see here. So if I do this, state network behavior, and we revert to this revision, yes, and then we can do. Because, like, what is it actually doing? Get property reader name of state. Wait, it takes. I'm just gonna look through the photon. Like, what did I have here? Try get state changes. Out var old, out var current. Oh, right. I'm sorry, good L5, for what? Who are you? Wait, changes from, changes to, P state. Who's that blue person? I don't know. I have no idea who that is. This is an old, try get state changes. I'll do anything, please. I don't know who you are, buddy. I don't know. Out from... But like here, change detection. You could ban Miles. I probably should ban Miles, shouldn't I? If this is the Miles... Oh, is it only 5? Is that? No. No overload takes... Okay, yeah. Like, I have to be honest, some parents let Miles grobbing butt on the iPad and just type some random shit, like, what the hell? Agreed. Agreed. Like, I wonder, is this what I have to do then? From Tick. I think it shouldn't be else. That's the thing. Just shut up. You don't know what I'm talking about. You're probably a newbie. Miles didn't get to play Fortnite today, so he's a bit pissed. From... Just want to just copy this then, or what? Like, what? Why is it saying that from doesn't exist? What is network state? Oh, network state is... Right, okay. Miles sticking newbies and chatterbox. True. I need to get my charger. See, here's the thing. So when we do like render for any of these, we need to always call base render. Just synchronize this and see if the enemies move. Because if they move, then that was the issue. But like here, so let's try to understand what's actually happening here. So, we're not passing anything in here. We're just getting these out. Simulation state, right? Okay. So the change detector is changes simulation with a source. Right, okay. So we passed the source anyway. I guess that changes what kind of change detector we generate, so. And then previous current, which is the out. And then if changes is not null, then for each change in detect changes, which looks at previous buffer, current buffer, changes dot detect changes, get property reader, e change, previous current reader read, previous buffer, current buffer. But see, why should this get snapshots buffer and get state changes? Like, do you need to get the snapshots in order to read the changes? I assume you do. But if that's the case, then, you know, we'll just have to, just gonna get my charger now. Some breakfast. My kill all seals. Agreed. Agreed. Yes, kill all seals. Good question. Excellent question. Excellent question, Mole. Yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes. I'm just gonna make myself some yogurt, so I'll just be right back. You guys discuss in the comments, discuss in the chat comments the best way to kill a seal, and I'll read the top 3 when I get back. All right. I'm back. Let's see. I'm gonna read over the seal killing comments. Let's find the best ones. What do we have? Use a knife to kill a seal. Okay, kind of basic, but you know, up close and personal. Okay, not bad. Not bad for starters. Show fish and put a blade in it. I'm assuming put a blade in the seal. In which case, I like that more than a knife because it's like mental torture to the seal. He thinks he's just found a meal, but in reality, he's found death. That's a good one. Use an RPG. Yeah? Yeah? I like the RPG. RPG is old school. Make a camp for seals and make them work till their death. Getting a little bit holocausty there, but you know, it is seals, so maybe it is okay. I don't know. A polar bear gang. Yeah, I mean, these are all good. The work camp is a bit risque, a bit too risque for me. I'm not sure I'd go the work camp route. I'm not Austrian, and I'm also not a painter, so. Okay. Let's see if it works. Been a long time, dude. Forever is a long time. I think it's only been a week or something. Not a long time. My guy does not render. What? Why did he shrink? They're shrinking. What in the heavens? Okay, I know. Yeah, I see it. don't need this. Like I thought. But there is supposedly some terrible things happening on line 427. It's all good. Default core. D4 alt core. Is it default? D4 alt. It ain't my fault you guys have wacky names. I keep it simple. That other fish clean. Crisp. Wait, is there no network transform on the network transform? There is a network transform. Wait, so what part of it is... Whoop. It's like they say, chicken winner, chicken dinner. You guys know what I mean? You know what I mean. Okay, I'm just gonna boot this up. Wait, enemy. No. Network config. Project. Yeah, network project config. It's not network config. But I was able to fight the enemy. What's the difference? Do I just have to undo? Let the network. Transfer. It has the network transfer. Fine. Just gonna try single player and just see, or I guess in the context of shared, so I just have to host, play, host game, test, because that's when the bug game, because it is in the context of being a shared host, right? Yeah, it shrinks. Or that's what it sounded like. Like, is it that the prefab index has it, right? That could be the issue. Wait, no. Unassigned network transform proxy. Right, it's the invocation, but then I guess there's not a network transform guaranteed to be on the weapon. Or the object has not yet been... Rewrite is done? Hey, based. Yeah, it's invoked. But that makes me think that the network transform.object has not yet been. Time to party. Yep. What if we do like this? Private enumerator. Await transform proxy. Wait, no, because network transform has never been assigned. That's the thing, or? Russian code? No, this is my own. But I'm working with Photon Fusion, so it's German code, apparently. They're Germans. What is it? Error say line 6100? Because me personally, I don't struggle with long classes. I think that's really just why. I have a couple select classes that end up being like these monoliths, but it's usually like the enemy or the player, you know? They end up being quite long, but I don't mind long classes. Yeah. No, I think worse is extremely long methods. I think breaking up methods into sub-methods, that's more relevant to me than like the length of the class. Like I understand there's the single responsibility fanatics who say a class should only have a single responsibility, but again, it's like that, you can take that to its extreme, and you can easily see why that would be a problem. It is context dependent, but it's also, I mean, there are people who would, they would make the same player class and they'd put it into like different stub classes or whatever. The key is to abuse the partial keyword, ironically or unironically, because the partial keyword is, again, if you're going partial, you might as well just make it a separate class, in my opinion. I'm partial to hating partial classes. then I just want to be able to control F through a single class. Like searching through the class, finding like all, that's what I want. But that's my personal preference. I don't get why. Yeah, I mean, I can see that like client server splits or whatever, but it is my my preference to just control F, The moment I have to leave the class, I'm like, ah. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's, once you get into it, I'm sure it's probably probably fine. But yeah, my Game Jam game went well. We'll see how the voting turns out. I don't expect myself to win because, I showed up late to the event already because I spent too much time trying to debug and fix. And then when I do arrive, there was a nasty bug related to the dialogue, which was actually not from the new code. It was like legacy code that just apparently I wasn't aware was a bug, and it would just freeze the player in dialogue. So that was quite nasty. But I fixed that just quite late, 45 minutes or something into the event. So fewer people got to play the game than intended. But it was fine, 3 people got to play it, and of course, one guy finished it, the other 2 just, really enjoyed it, and people were always standing around watching, you walk around the room. It's never the expectation that you get to play in every game anyway. But they liked it, and they laughed at the dialogue, they loved the harmonica, so it's good fun. But I don't get here. Yeah, no, it was good. The Game Jam help was It was more than enough. I think just being able to point to people running around the world and say, hey, this is multiplayer, was like people, whoa, their minds were blown, you know? Because the expectation for a game jam game is never multiplayer. And if it is multiplayer, it's local split screen. Not even split screen, it's, you know, that's too difficult. They go like single shared screen multiplayer, you know? So like going full mile and having online multiplayer with like a self-hosted server is like, whoa, shit, that's crazy. But what I noticed is that, so like WebGL is generally very picky about like permissions, so like what you're allowed to host and stuff. But with Photon Fusion shared mode, because it's all running through a relay server, like always, the shared mode allows even WebGL people to host, which is quite amazing. So I'm gonna be definitely using Photon shared for like future game jams, because it is quite impressive like how low latency and smooth everything feels despite like running through a relay. But that's because apparently, yeah, the relay is running some application layer, doing like automagic delta compressions and what have you, and being very smart about what clients should receive what data. I don't know the full story, but all I know is that from experience, butter smooth, very nice. Holding up well. I'm having my Nako calendar, Nako drink of the day. It's the Skumtomte, which is a special import to Iceland. They haven't had this for years. And it's a Swedish version, because usually they have the Icelandic names on the cans, but this one's Swedish. I guess I'll just debug.log. And debug.log. Like, what part of this is null? Because it feels like neither of them should be null. I think it is related to the fact, like, the weapon is not null, but we need to see whether or not it spawned the weapon in the first place, right? And I managed to install NeoVim on my Mac. Well, installing NeoVim was simple, but setting up the Roslyn language server, not fun. So, yeah, I got that working. So I'm full NeoVim now. Mac OS and Windows. Yeah, pistol and okay, so I mean it is. Hey Kashi, what's up? Upload a new vid. I'll try to take a look. What's the video about before I look at this fantastic creation of yours. Got cats in it? But what's it about? Is it related to the stream? Or is it just a cat video? Snooze? Yeah, I mean, you could buy your own tobacco and make it yourself. People do that. I wonder... like the pistol here. Proxy object, none. But are we trying to... we're trying to set the area of interest override. I don't know if it debugs that. I don't think it does. GPU dying is GG forced to go back. Yeah, I mean... hello again, San Kayoshi. What's up? Yeah, I think the dire situation in the computer parts department, though. RAM prices, what is it, 400% increase or something in price? Because of AI? And worse yet to come? As people are moving away from consumer to enterprise production of RAM. What is it, one of the 4, or is it like 3 producers of RAM worldwide? Like 3 large-scale producers of RAM, and one of them has shifted away to AI. Like, yeah, we're only making RAM for companies now. Crucial, yeah. But honestly, I'm partially happy for it because I feel like the supposedly called PC master race has been far too spoiled with ever increasing specs for far too long, and I think it's about time that they started you know, how would you say, being grateful for what they have, and for AAA to start actually considering the fact that people cannot spend endless amount on RAM and storage and what have you. Because that's always been the thing, you know, when you have games like we were talking about Tarkov taking up however many, not Tarkov, what was the game? The one was taking up so much space. Helldivers were taking up like 160 gigs of space. They optimized the game for game size now. Now it takes up like 20 gigs. From 160 to 20 gigs. And of course, the reason they went, it's not impressive. That's the thing. It's not impressive. Like, it's the opposite of impressive. It should be the expectation. But the reason they don't do it is because they're like, well, people have endless amounts of money and can just spend money on storage. So it doesn't matter. We don't need to spend time. Like, the only thing they're optimizing is the cost of having to optimize. That's the only thing they optimize. Right? They're not optimizing for like gameplay quality or like user experience. No. it's impressive that they decided to. Yeah, but that's also like, you know, why should that be impressive? Optimizing was the norm 5 to 7 years. I don't think it was honestly even at that point, not really. No. I feel like when you had, I feel like the more consoles have turned into PCs, the less relevant optimization has become. I feel like you look at when it was PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, I feel like even then it started, you know, becoming a bit worse. But you look at all the old, like so many of the old like Nintendo 64 games and the old Xbox games, they run at like surprisingly high refresh rates. Many of them do. And then you look at also, you know, you can consider like the Xbox 360 even. You look at some of the end-of-life titles, what they were able to squeeze out of those is like insane graphically. I always think about like Halo 4 on the Xbox 360, which is like crazy. The art style and visuals of that game on the 360 is insane. And not only was it like insane how it looked, but it's split screen. Like this is apparently a resolution booster, but I mean that's like how the assets were, you know? This is just uprest. But the amount of like detail going on 360 is crazy. A friend showed me Black Ops 3 from 2015 later. It looks better than most games today. Shit's crazy. Yeah, it's, I mean, but it's like, I to me, it doesn't even make sense. Like you know, with Penguinized, for example, there are so many trivial things that you can do so easily to just reduce the size of your game. Like, I promise you, if Penguinized was released by a AA or whatever indie studio, it would be freaking 30 gigs or something. For whatever reason. I don't know what they would do to get it up to 30 gigs, but they would. They'd have like every single audio file preloaded as WAV, uncompressed. They'd have like uprest 4K textures, 8K textures they'd had for every single material. Even though it's all rendering at like 1K, they'd have the 8K textures there, you know, just because, you know, they're all running like super beast machines in the studio, so they might as well, you know, just have the 8K. No, I mean, you know, depending on what like textures, I mean, you can see it is easy to do in Unity, but it shouldn't be any more difficult to do it in any other engine. But if I take like a random texture, you know, T texture, you can literally just select the texture, bam, click on it. You can set the max size. This is the maximum size that the project is gonna like. You can keep the 8K textures, but you can set the max size that it's gonna be like stored as in the actual build. And then you can do like crunch compression. You can do like what compression quality it should be. But you know, so many devs these days are so scared of like compression that they're like, oh, there's compression overhead or whatever. So what they do instead of compressing anything is they leave it in there 8K wave uncompressed. Just like wacky shit. I think it is quick to disconnect me when I pause the instance, but I think I paused the instance at least. I don't know. I don't think that was a random disconnect. We need to vote restart here. Yeah, I mean, it is insane that a game can go from like 160 gigs to 20 gigs. That and for that to be like something they could have done since day one. It's common knowledge that the GPU loves huge textures is for cache locality. If a texture takes up half the VRAM, it's always going to hit the cache. Good point. No, it's honestly, I don't know. It's like some weird psychosis they're in or something. Yeah, I think the native 16K is definitely the move. But it's been like, you know, the MO for companies. I need to make it local for like destruction of cameras. The MO seems to have been like RAM is cheap, storage is cheap. So what we'll do is we won't optimize for storage or RAM. And we'll just tell people to eat dirt and just buy more storage so you can have our game. But then also I think my personal conspiracy is that you know, that's the MO, but if we're looking from the conspiracy angle, larger storage means that people have to be more selective about what games they play. So any live service game is of course incentivized to have the largest storage ever, because that way you can't have as many games installed and you'll be forced to play their shitty live service game in order to have any fun at all. You know, you can't just uninstall it. That would be horrible. Come on. Oh, I think it's there we go. I don't know, man. I think it's a money thing. I honestly don't. I think it's like minuscule money. It's spreadsheets, right? It's, again, my headcanon for all of modern civilization is that things have gone downhill ever since the invention of the digital spreadsheet, right? That is the canon event that sent us on a downward decline, because all of a sudden you have a spreadsheet, right? So you have a spreadsheet, and what's so fantastic about the spreadsheet to the businessmen is that you can have formulas, right? That's the amazing part. So let's say you have a little spreadsheet here that denotes like cost, right? So the cost of something, and then you have a bunch of items. So you have like workers, optimization, something cool, and then the cost for that is like 1,000, and this one's could be like 200. It's just like 100, and then this thing's like the cost you can't escape is like 500, and then this other thing is also 500, and then you can of course just do like a sum function, right? That's the amazing part, right? You can sum these. We can insert a function, sum. Oops. There we go. And now, because this is in a spreadsheet, right? Because you have the wonderful thing of a sum function, all of a sudden, in the old days, if you were to change something in a spreadsheet, you'd have to go and recalculate things in the spreadsheet, right? That's kind of annoying. Now with the computer, this is all automated. So I look at the cost of these things. I'm like, well, this is non-negotiable. This one, we can actually negotiate that. Let me just put in, just for fun, to see how much more money we would make if I just removed this. I put this at 0. Whoa, the total cost dropped down by 100. Well, that's amazing. And it's like you can make these brain dead optimizations just looking at the spreadsheets. Computer just does it for you. All of a sudden, every single micro optimization you do makes you just think like, oh, it's cheaper. And you can see they do the same thing with architecture, right? Same exact thing. There's no like love, there's no thought put into any like modern architecture. It's all just about optimizations. And it's the same thing in games. People just playing the meta. They're just Googling. They're making spreadsheets about what's the most optimal build. They're sucking the fun out of every single experience they could ever get in their entire life, you know? That's all they do. It's all about optimizing spreadsheets. It's the decline of modern society. So that's my headcanon. Oh, nice. It actually spawns in the enemies in the intro. Add monthly subscription for the Humane UI Battle Pass. Oh, boom, this graph says we're projected to make 100k more per month. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's even worse. And it's like all these functions and methods and whatever you have built into your spreadsheets makes adding these things in just like out of interest, you know? They're like, we're just playing with the thought. We're just playing with it. And they're like, holy shit, if we charge every single user we have just $1 per month, we're gonna make so much more money. And they're like, okay, yeah, let's just charge them $1 per month. That's fine. That's fine. You know, they're gonna be okay with that. Fast forward a year, if we charge them $2 per month, we're gonna double this. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. Yeah. The modern day spreadsheet, man. If they should just make spreadsheets require some skill to read and write, then we're back in a good situation. Doesn't seem to lock on. I wonder if the homing bullet needs to... make it so spreadsheets require Haskell. Exactly. If we only did that. I think that's the thing. Get enemies is not. So TLDR, Microsoft is default relief for digitized spreadsheet. Yeah, pretty much. No, it is, you know, the more you think about it, it is a lot of modern day issues can be traced down to the advent of the spreadsheet and sort of you just connect the dots. Connect the dots. Okay, it works now. Good. Sweet. I don't think we need on trigger enter. I think only on collision enter. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I like homing missile. Well, it sucks ass, man. I like it, but it sucks. That's pretty good. You dirty rascals, where are ye? Ah! Because I think that the problem is, right? The problem is, if we're thinking about the spreadsheets again, humans have an inherent lust for power and greed. You know, as was told in the story of Akataka, humans have an inherent lust for money, power, and greed. And so what happens when you engage that lust for money, power, and greed? Well, you just hypercharge it, and that's exactly what happens with the freaking Is he good? They're stuck on the roof with the spreadsheet. I mean, it plays right into that. And it's the same thing with the AI. The AI plays into the inherent laziness of the person. You know? It's the same story. Do things that don't do us any good. And you'll notice also, I mean, like so much of these like marketing teams and whatever, they're like, you know, trying to formalize, like, this is how you're supposed to market. And you look at like the what's it called, a marketing group and demographics and stuff like that, and you're optimizing and then looking at like what's the right way to market. And then all of a sudden you get like these breakout marketing hits that didn't follow any of that wisdom. And turns out that so much of this like formalization of knowledge, or supposed formalizing of knowledge, is all just bullshit that people are like retrofitting to whatever data it is that they're collecting in these spreadsheets. That's always a flaw of capitalism. Well, I don't think that's a flaw. I think that's like the benefit of capitalism, right? The idea of capitalism is that people are inherently greedy, right? And the inherent greed that people have can then be used to serve society at large, where, you know, people will work harder because they're greedy. People will advance science because of self-interest, whatever, right? Now, of course, that becomes quite crazy because people's self-interest means that they also end up putting others at risk, and so that sort of falls apart. And the only way to like counteract that is through like government intervention, which is why I think the social democracies like Sweden, the Nordics, you know, are so fairly well off, is because they have a very strong capitalist structure, right? You have a lot of thriving businesses coming out of Sweden. At the same time, you have quite strict regulations for like the playing field of these said companies. Now things get worse when you start like, you know, getting these monopolies that aren't being regulated, like the power supply companies or the phone companies, which end up acting as virtual monopolies that the state just isn't doing much about, probably because they're being lobbied money in pocket, you know? But again, I mean, you could consider in the case that Sweden was a communist country instead, these same companies would, you know, be state-run now, but they'd still be shit, because if the state is allowing, you know, these capitalist companies to be garbage, well, why wouldn't they allow state companies to be garbage, you know? And it's not until the new government, whatever, is voted in that you have a chance at changing that situation. But again, they'll also accept said money and whatever from the company. So it's a endless spiral that never ends. I think, yeah, like capitalism plus government intervention is like the way to go about structuring sort of businesses in general. Because people will always have a self-interest. The communist will assert that people are not inherently selfish and that they thrive within a society of people helping each other. Which, I mean, you know, yeah, sure, as long as they're thriving, right? But as soon as they're, you know, down on their luck, which of course can also be the case, whether or not they have like mental illness or whatever, then all of a sudden, you know, self-interest can take a part. They can like infiltrate the government and they take over and, you know, break down whatever utopian structure you had. That was so amazing, you know? The U.S. government went ham on Microsoft for including it in those forward. What happened to that gov? We need that back. Yeah, I think for sure it is. I think like in the case of Apple, I don't mind that they force some level of ecosystem. Again, they're making the freaking hardware, right? You're not installing Mac OS on a custom built PC. So I feel like they've earned the right to, but Microsoft is just an operating system. They haven't earned the right They can do that on their... If I buy the Microsoft Wazoo tablet or whatever, like, yeah, okay, install Microsoft Internet Explorer and freaking Excel launching on boot up. You know, go do that. I don't care. But if I'm just installing Windows just because, you know, I need to use Windows, probably don't want to have some weird pre-installed shit. Give me some options. Give me some options, man. It seems to run pretty well. I think, like... I learned a couple things from working on the what's it called? The Game Jam. Because that was using Fusion Shared as well. To be honest, I disagree with that. They got sued for that since it makes it easier to install Chrome, Netscape, whatever. I mean, you know, of course you need to have some like browsing capabilities, but maybe not including like if there's gonna be like some default whatever browser, you know, I guess, sure. But I feel like it shouldn't be pushed as the default. I feel like it should be much easier to set the default all around, because I feel like there's still, you know, even when I've set like even though having set Firefox as my default browser, I can still like click links sometimes that for some godforsaken reason opens in Edge. I don't know why, but that seems to be the case. Maybe there's something about the API or whatever that's not as it's supposed to be. Oh, it's impossible? Okay, yeah, sweet. Yeah, I use Safari on Mac OS, actually. I don't know. For me, I think, like, when I'm on Mac OS, I try to not use alternatives. I like... I like staying as Mac-centered as possible. Like with Chrome, I remember I used to, as a kid, have Chrome on my computer, and it just looks so bad. It just doesn't look like Mac. Safari is great, yeah. But like I remember, you know, having Chrome, and it just looks ugly. Like there's something nice about having this cohesive design language throughout every single app you go between, like going from Mail, Safari, Calendar, whatever. You know, it's all Apple. And I kind of like that. Microsoft, however, you know, I despise their design language. Like the Outlook and Excel and all those, like Windows, Word. I just think it looks so bad. Oh shit! Oh shit! I should have reloaded my freaking gun before I started blasting. No, yeah, I feel like, you know, if you're gonna go Apple, you might as well just go all the way. But I don't, there's no... Oh shit, he's coming for me? You shouldn't be leaving, little bro. Ah! You asshole! Wait, is he still chasing me? Or did he go back this time? He better not be chasing me, dude. Where is he? Where you at? Oh, there he is. There he is. Shit, shit, shit. Okay. Got him. Yeah, I like the, you know, I'm using Firefox, but when they, you know, when the Delta appeared in their in their change logs for like removing the "we will never sell your data," they just remove that. It's like, okay, I don't think that's something you can remove. Okay. Right, we need to go into the room, steal the key. Oh, it's... Yeah, I need to set... I don't think it's... security camera. Wait, synchronize security camera and security camera. Right, okay. Yeah, just the great browser monopoly. Yep. I mean, the thing is, there are only so many big browsers out there, yet somehow there's very, like, generally not that much feature parity. There's so many, like, out-of-date browsers, and then the friggin' web dev world insists on keep changing shit, and they can't ever agree on anything, and it just gets wild. Like, working with WebGL is a nightmare. Absolute utter nightmare. I don't know, man. Web development is... it's not really my thing. Yeah. We can change this. I guess it's eye damageable, really. do. I just noticed that you the world's worst corn. Oh. Ah! I don't know why their arms swing. That's always been a thing that has confused me. I think there's some weird force thing there. Yep. Worst? Wow, can't believe you'd say that about me. Easy. Easy kill. Okay, shit. Here's the trick. Shoot there. Bam. 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 Easy kill. One shot per kill. Whoa, got more. Gotta move this out the way. Get out the... What? Ah! More, okay. Get ready, get ready. Whack. Got him. Too easy. What are you trying to do, little bro? I think he's struggling a bit. Is his weapon actually in the air? No, he's holding it on that side. Yeah, it doesn't send. Okay, well. Get aft. Okay. Go rescue this chef fella. Yep. Seems like the particles aren't rendering for the jetpack. Do I ever invoke this? I don't invoke it. Yeah, that's the one. Yep. Oh shit. Chef, you're coming with me. We gotta get to the boat. The time is nigh. This is dangerous, Chef. Get out! You're stuck in the window! Chef! Oh, okay. That works for me, Chef. Good thinking. We did it! Yeah! Okay, sweet. I mean, that worked pretty well. I would want to try... Is it there? Can I play that there? No. We go to survival and just play like swamp survival or something like that. I think I have the minigun for this one. Poor Chef didn't need to get bonked like that. I think he did. I think he did. Wait, why is it doing double? Playing it twice. Reply station. Let's see. Like resupply ammo. I wonder, we're sending interact as an RPC, I guess. Or what? Is that? Yeah, it's RPC interact. So it interacts as well. I guess interact here should never be sent if has that's the key. It's still gonna sound, I think, because it's still rendering on the server, but okay, cool. See where they are. Come here. It's over, lawbreaker. Pay the fine or serve the time. I must protect the host. Ah. It's too many. We're out of ammo. Ah! You stupid pongies. You think that's... You think you could kill that guy? He's dead. Ah! Penguin zombies? Yeah, they're just a bit laggy, you know, on account of the freaking garbage networking code I have for it. There we go. Wait. Yep. Wait, I wonder, am I... Oh, the camera spawns over there. Awkward. Okay, well, the camera's there now. But I think... Oh shit, I didn't mean to start. Well... Wait, can you get endless ammo that way? The Pongies should not concern themselves with someone who's dead. God, you stupid zombies. Uh-oh. There's the alt zombie. But you see there, like, how much they're teleporting. It's quite annoying. I feel like we could probably predictively add forces. If we send an RPC to add a force, we could probably predictively just add that force locally. Because I feel like waiting for the server to execute on that is kind of... Maybe, I don't know if we synchronize the health for enemies, but I don't think we do. But I feel like predictably killing enemies as well is probably a good thing, because I mean, why wait for the server to respond to a reliable RPC saying we killed this enemy? Why not just let it die? I feel like that will fix. Yep. Yeah. I think that's what we gotta do. Oh, I guess they were all just beating him up. Yeah. Just as I thought. Eat lead! It's just like, the Predator. You guys know Predator? Not the Chris Hansen one, the Schwarzenegger one. Wait, let's see here. So if I do this, I can't reload now. No. Okay, anyway, let's change the code. So always follow should not apply to dead. We can do that first. I ain't got time to bleed. Yeah. Is that Predator? I ain't got time to bleed. That's from Predator, yeah. You know that. I don't know my catchphrases enough. I'm sorry. I feel like I self-reported there. It's been a while since I watched Predator, honestly. I should probably rewatch it. Let's see. Always follow. Yeah, because that's the thing here. Best player path length. We don't assign best player index, I guess. Vehicle. Wait, so if the entry is not likely visible and it's not a player or neither a player nor a vehicle, then we continue. Right, okay, so we need to say here, if target route dot compare tag player and target route dot target component. Take care. Yeah, take care, you Bob. Have a good one. Any cool developments? No, not really at the moment, but I met up with this other dev in Iceland here. We might be doing a mushroom game. So Slorb is virtually cancelled, like Slorb Gleeble Gumble virtually cancelled. I just couldn't make it fun. It was a fun project to work on at the start, but I just couldn't find the fun in it. And I was like, you know, I want an easy project to work on, something that comes to me naturally. Penguinized was one of those. Like, I could just see the fun in Penguinized instantly. So it was like an easy project to work on. Obviously, it's a huge project, but it was an easy project. And Slorb wasn't... It started off like that, but it just wasn't coming to me the more things got realized. But I was working on the game jam. Did you see the game jam? So we have this game, Kindle. You can try to join me, actually. Did you try that? I don't know if you're on a computer, because it's multiplayer. So if you just download it, we can try to walk around a little bit. You're not home? Okay, well, I'll show you a little quick. So, it's basically, I mean, this game is like, you're an elf in the woods. you're collecting like embers and playing harmonicas at fires, basically. See, there's like dialogue, you can chat. Pretty fun stuff, you know? And I was thinking, I like what this game is. And I want to take this game further, not use the exact aesthetic, but like change it up a little bit and turn this into a mushroom picking game, an online mushroom picking game, similar to how web fishing works. You're familiar with web fishing, right? I would assume one of your kind is familiar with web fishing. And when I say kind, I mean online personality. Yes, you know web fishing. Imagine web fishing, but you're collecting mushrooms, right? It's this aesthetic, a bit brighter, obviously. Day-night cycle. Oh yeah, the one that was like copy their homeworks, but it's still fishing, right? That's the thing. But yeah, so the idea being that you're walking around, like you have like a home, right? You live in a hotel on an island, like a small hotel, and you have your own room where you can like decorate and stuff. But the main goal of the game is going out into the woods and picking mushrooms. And different parts of the world spawn different mushrooms. So like maybe in grassy areas, there are grassy type mushrooms, not like, you know, grass type, but like mushrooms that spawn in grass, and some spawn near pines, some spawn near rocks. You have to like know where mushrooms spawn, probably far more than you have to know about where fish spawn in web fishing. And so you go into like this tank control view when you pick mushrooms. So it zooms in, goes into your head. So this is like default view, right? But then mushroom picking, it goes into your head sort of, and now you're really up close to the ground, and it's like hyper detailed, and you have to like, you know, parse through all the visual noise to see where the mushrooms are, because there's like so much grass, like leaves, moss, what have you. And you're walking around in like tank controls, and you use your mouse to move your arm around, and so it like completely changes up, because, you know, in web fishing there's the separation of like you walk around the world or you're fishing. Right? When you're fishing, you're fishing. And it's the same thing in this. I was like, how do I separate the act of picking mushrooms from the act of walking around? Well, you go into mushroom picking vision, and that essentially changes the way that you perceive the world. So now you're like picking mushrooms, but it's still all like synchronized and networked and online, and you can like pick mushrooms with your friends. But it's just like this separate sort of thing you're engaging with. So it's like a mini game almost, but you're still walking around, and you see the world just from a different point of view. And so here's the thing. From what I've heard in web fishing, there's very little in terms of progression. You can get more bait, more tackles, rods, I don't know, whatever, you know, but that's just to like catch different kinds of fish, right? But in this game, in the mushroom game, my idea goes that it's not just what mushrooms you can pick. It's also about, how is this stream portrait? It just is, buddy. It's also about where in the world you can go. So there will be caves. You can't explore the caves if you don't have a lantern. So you need to buy a lantern. And how do you buy a lantern? Well, you sell enough mushrooms to get a lantern. Maybe you need to climb up this steep mountain. Well, then you need to have a mountaineering rope. If you don't have the mountaineering rope, you can't go up the mountain. Maybe you need to find underground mushrooms. Well, then you need a shovel so you can dig them up. And there's all kinds of equipment that like sort of facilitate different kinds of mushroom picking, right? But not only that, every single mushroom in the game is edible. every single mushroom, which means that every single mushroom will have some kind of ability. Whether that ability is double jumping, jumping higher, running faster, seeing weird stuff, seeing like all the NPCs turn into mushrooms, growing, shrinking. So like every single mushroom has like a unique effect. So you're like, oh, I want to collect even the mushrooms I've already collected, and you have like a Pokédex-ish thing you're collecting, like to show that you caught every mushroom or whatever. And it's all this social hub experience. You like can play instruments, play mini games, and maybe you need like a boat or something to get out to like one of the islands where you can pick like unique island mushrooms or whatever. So it's all very much like, it's exploration based. It's like a bit of an adventure, but trade mushrooms, yeah. So you can trade mushrooms with other players. You can get like mushroom picking quests, and then, you know, you can expand your mushroom decks with like information about like, yeah, this type of mushroom only grows near rocks in birch forests. And you're like, oh, okay, right. So I'll go look for rocks in birch forests, and then like, oh yeah, there they are. And so it's, you know, because the thing is, in real life, ideas for more multiplayer stuff. Well, I was thinking, of course, instruments, being able to like carry players, hit players with sticks, because that's something you can do in this game. You can pick up sticks. And I like just being able to like pick up sticks and just whack players with a stick. Just like sort of silly interactions, maybe some vehicles like a four-wheeler, you know, like a little ATV, and being able to go on that with your friend. But then, yeah, like money trade, mushroom trade. And then like every mushroom also has like a chance to spawn as a big mushroom that you can then wear as a hat. That's also a very important thing. So like there's a rare chance of having a mushroom hat spawn. But yeah, I mean, this game you're seeing here was made essentially from scratch. I mean, I'm using a lot of puff and stuff, but like the actual moment-to-moment gameplay didn't exist before I made it for the game jam. So that's what I want to have, shiny mushrooms. So like every mushroom, you want to keep collecting them because you want to get the shinies as well. So I'll just type, you know, hue saturation value. I'll just invert the hue, so it's like, you know, blue turns orange or whatever. They just change the hue around, and they become like rare mushrooms. I think that's very important to have shiny mushrooms. But like being able to wear a super rare mushroom as a hat. You join a server and you're just wearing this super rare mushroom. Like, imagine the bragging rights. I think like going cave mushrooming, for example, like you bring the lantern in, or if you don't have the lantern, maybe you've picked a mushroom that when you eat it, you glow, so you don't even need the lantern because you can already see in the cave. So it's like there's many ways around it if you're creative with like the mushroom effects as well. So maybe like the mountaineering, you might not need the rope, because you can just eat the bouncing mushroom and bounce your way up or something. But it's all going to be based on like real mushrooms that exist in the world, and we're trying to like borrow from like established sort of mushroom lore, if you will. But that's sort of the idea as it stands, and I think it's like, it's a different take. It's, you know, because web fishing is very much passive. Like you can only sit and fish for so long because there's so much idle time between casting the rod, waiting for the fish to grab on, and catching the fish, rinse, repeat, right? Whereas my thinking goes, well, okay, what's a brain activity that still requires user input? And mushroom picking, obviously, like it's a slow activity. There's no stress involved. Like you don't have to catch the mushroom as quickly as you can, but you were like walking around and you have to still look around and be like stimulated. So I feel like it's sort of like, it's not action. So it's not like, you know, it's not forcing the player to engage, but it's also not allowing you to be passive. So it's like in between sort of but you know, like tank controls, so like that's the idea anyway, and you can like physically move your hand around to like swipe away leaves and maybe move around the grass to like get a better view of like what mushrooms are growing. And it's like you can still see them, but you know, if you know that this type of mushrooms grows under leaf piles, well then you'll wipe away the leaves and there you go. So that's the idea thus far. I really like exploration in games, so this is right up my street. Yeah, I think exploration is definitely like the number one, because I want to take a lot of inspiration from like a short hike, but rephrase it in this sort of more retreading the same path twice will still have meaning. So I know in like a short hike that you could unlock the shovel and you could all of a sudden like dig up, you know, the shiny spots or something. I want to have that, but like even more. So like you will return to the old mushrooming spots and now you've got like the ability to find, I don't know, mushrooms up in trees or mushrooms under the ground or like UV mushrooms that you can only see like with a specific whatever. So it's like the old zones that get refreshed and it's like a wealth of stuff, and it is easy to add content, easy to add new mushrooms, new rules for how they spawn, and we want to have like this, you know, fast and loose sort of mini games that you can just engage in, whether that's like, you know, literally playing chess or like drawing, or like I was showing with the harmonica, playing music, or more like, you know, the Penguin Heist-ish games that we already have, like billiards or whatever. Just having like a bunch of stuff, and then yeah, the room that you can actually decorate, like your own hotel room. But I don't know, how many NPCs? Is it like NPC focused web fishing? Because I'm not entirely 100% like aware of how that game works. Like I know there's the void, but is there like what is the level of like exploration? There's not many NPCs, but like what does exploration seem to be like? Because my understanding of what web fishing was is more like just a hangout platform, hop on Discord with some friends and chat, or like turn on a podcast, turn on web fishing, and just listen while your brain is occupied somewhat with like this fishing game. Well, do you even need to know this stuff to make your game? I don't need to know it, but I feel like I know my game's identity, but I also the question will immediately arise whether my game is like web fishing. And I think it is interesting to me to know, like, is it like web fishing? Because I have my own, like, I already have the identity of the game in mind, but I don't know, like, how close that is to what web fishing already is as an established game. Like, do I say, yes, it's like web fishing, but there's a lot more of an exploration element. Because it is a social hangout mushroom collection game. And they're like, oh yeah, web fishing, but mushrooms. And then I'll say, no, not quite. Or I'll say yes, pretty much. Just asked my friends. Said it's a very small island that pretty much looks the same. Okay, yeah, then it's gonna be very different. It's gonna be very different. Because I'm imagining, you know, caves, different biomes, NPCs, roaming NPCs. You have like mountains, peaks, valleys, ocean, whatever, you know, and then smaller islands. So like, yeah, quite a broad area to explore. Big Walk, is that the Bennett Foddy one? No, I haven't. Oh yeah, that's not Bennett Foddy, it's the other ones. House, yeah. They made Untitled Goose Game, right? Yeah. But that's a puzzle game. That looks cool though. I like the look of this game. It's an interesting, like, I thought it's an interesting style choice to go like photorealism, but then throw in these characters. But is there like a day-night cycle? You like have to set up camp and stuff? It's not even out yet. Okay. Cool looking game though. I like it. Yeah, I need to look over like this stuff here. I want to have a short, very short, just svamp, which is the Swedish word for mushroom. Like, I just imagine... I mean, I think Mega made like a... a fan art of it already, but you know, just something simple, you know. Like I think it's a catchy name. You can literally just draw it up in paint and it looks good. Tell me that's not a killer name. I don't know if there's already a Steam game by that name. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Oh, there's not. How is there not a game that's called that? Oh, hell yeah. Based. Yeah. He's made another game. I mean, he made a game called Nuts, and also a game called Phantom Spark. But Nuts was one of the first Apple Arcade games. But he made this game. It's a game about taking photos of and tracking down squirrels. Kind of a cool game. So you're like trying to track down where the squirrels are hiding their nuts. This was like his first Apple Arcade game. I think he released Phantom Spark as well. Which is like what do you call it? Like a racing game. Solo. It wasn't quite solo. I think it was him and a couple other guys. But he was the lead on Nuts. Phantom Spark, he was one of 3 guys, I think. I mean, it's a cool... I don't play these kind of games, but it's like a, you know, precision racer type game. It's not multiplayer, you're literally just racing yourself, and you're like, it's all about just perfecting like every single turn. I think there's maybe some AI, and there's like, yeah, leaderboards and stuff, but you're like racing ghosts always. It's not like live racing. But yeah, Nuts, very like stylized. Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be fun. We've just been chatting, you know. I showed up at his office this Friday, and we talked about mushrooms. So we're gonna at least jam out something and just see, like, is it fun? Because again, it's like, what's the value in doing something if it's not fun? Yeah. Well, I always think like prototyping. It's to me there's almost like a distinction. I don't know why in my mind, but I always like have this distinction. I feel like prototyping is like you're going in with the intent that you're going to make a product. So you're like, I want to make a mushroom game, and you start prototyping. And prototyping assumes sort of that the mushroom game will get made. You just don't know how. But for us, it's more like we're gonna see if there's even any value at all in making it. But I guess, you know, prototyping is one way to see it. But I feel like I haven't put 2 feet inside the circle of the mushroom game yet. I'm like ready to pull out if need be. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to work with someone else. He was working also on the game Queue Up. That was his most recent one, but he wasn't a designer for that. He was just like gun for hire. Queue Up is literally an esports coin flipping game. I don't know why it's not loading. But yeah, I think I showed this earlier, but yeah, Queue Up is wacky, dude. You literally, it's online esports game, and there is no gameplay beyond like setting up a skill tree. But like it's when the match starts, a coin is flipped and you either win or lose. You don't have any decision over the outcome or any. You can't affect the outcome of the coin flip. The coin flip just gets flipped. But you can organize your skill tree in such a way that no matter if you lose or win, the outcome is in your favor. And then you can even rank up, and there's like ranks and stuff. And it's all multiplayer too. That's the crazy stuff. There is matchmaking. And you can have like different characters, and there's different builds for the different characters. You can be like the streamer, and the streamer has like these viewers, and it's interested in keeping like the viewer numbers high. And then you can be like the gambler who, like, I don't know what, like, yeah, this Hypercube, the streamer, whenever you trigger more nodes in one flip than you have followers, gain a follower. It's like, yeah, it's very weird, like so many different skills and stats. And there's like the whale, which is like, it has like fake microtransactions too. So like in order to get more of the game, you have to go into the game shop where you buy game features. So it's like kind of a weird, yeah. They bundled with Unfair Flips, which of course is the hit coin flipping game as well. And they released around the same time. This released in November 5th. The other game released September 25th, so quite close to each other. But there's far more gameplay in Queue Up than there is in Unfair Flips. 100%. Wait, wait, what? Is there like code folding in Vim? I think there is. No. Bump. Okay, so we can create a fold here. Interesting. Yeah, Miles is gone, buddy. What's up, Carl Johnson? But that's just for the visuals, I guess. He was fun to troll. Yeah, I mean, he popped in though. He popped in. He was here. RPC sync position. That's the one. Is that the damn Miles guys? Yeah, the Miles was here earlier. He was he was here just earlier. Rockhead was here? No, Miles, not Rockhead. Miles was here. But that should never be true. It should always be incapacitated. We'll comment these. Whatever happened to Rockhead? I wonder the same thing. I seem to recall he showed up though. 1x, 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 something. Gonna go now? Yeah, well, have a good one. I'm probably not gonna be around for too much longer either. We'll probably run up to 3 hours. And then we'll close this off, I think. Yeah, I wonder, like... how they actually work. Yeah, I don't know. I just wish there was a way to like deterministically. And honestly, there might be. But like, how much points does that encode? I don't know. We're gonna give it a spin. We'll just give this a try. Then we'll end the stream after that. I'm gonna... I need to do some cleanup in the mushroom project so I can do like a first nice initial commit before I share the project. The problem is I usually... In most of my projects I have this like 2 gig folder of audio effects that I just have like a bunch of like hitting and item sounds and whatever. Quite nice to use, but I don't want to bloat the project with a bunch of sound effects I'm not going to use for this one. It's nice for like game jams where I'm just, you know, down and dirty in the mud. But when I want to get a bit more serious, a bit more structured, I feel like I don't want to have an initial commit of like 2 gigs of sound. And this is not from a perspective of build size, again. These 2 gigs of sounds are not going to be in the project, unlike AAA. But it's still, you know, nicer to have a leaner project. Especially just like import times and stuff. CJ! Boomba boomba! CJ! By the way, I didn't tell you guys this, but the CEO of CCP Games sent me an email. He sent me an email Wednesday, and he said he sent an email to the head of TikTok Gaming, telling them about my Penguin game and how they had to check it out, and that I should tell them what I'm doing. And so apparently the head of TikTok Gaming is gonna play Penguin Heist and then have a chat with me. That's the story. The CEO of CCP apparently is very fond of my work. He likes the penguins. And he asked for my email behind my back. I mean, he did, after I had my talk there at the Icelandic Game Summit, he called me a rock star, so, you know, guy likes me. He's a character, man, he's a character. What can I say? What can I say? You sure it wasn't his accent? Maybe he meant Rockhead. He probably did. It's been a long time. It has, yeah. It was this, yeah, because obviously it's some person from China, you know, Tencent. They sent me an email after. They're like, "Hello, this is Li Ma. I'm good friends with the head of TikTok gaming. We're gonna be checking out your game, playing it soon." But yeah, apparently this guy Hilmar, the CEO of CCP, is good friends with the people of TikTok in China. The Tencents. That's crazy. Yeah. Because I mean, when he sent me the email, because he said, you know, oh, I'm good friends with the head of TikTok or something, or like I'll send this to head of TikTok. I thought he meant like head of TikTok in like CCP, and I was supposed to like do a talk for them like in company or something, and he'd like pay me. But no, he just wants me to like personally speak to the head of TikTok gaming. But I was trying to figure out like what was the context of this? Why would he? What is his what does he stand to gain? And it's like, no, he doesn't stand to gain anything. He just literally just wants he just likes the Penguin game. Which is like, yeah. Investment soon. I don't know, but you know, if there's a China connection and there's money involved, I'm not gonna say no. Let's put it that way. Last time I was here, he was like, I don't remember name, but he said he wasn't Miles, even though we know he was lying. Yeah, Miles, man. What can I say? What can I say? See, that guy is bugged. I don't know why. I think he's like, for sure, money is money. Yeah, I mean, like, what is his deal? The ladder climbing is not supreme, I'll tell you that much. Cash out and drop your day one's twin. Where can I play his masterpiece? Just search Penguinized on Steam. So he should climb up, which he seems to do. Right? That he does fine. And he is synchronized even. Like that was smooth. It seems like the what's it called? Impact contact? Is it impact? AI impact compact. That's the one. Yeah, if we don't have state authority, then we return. It's still in beta. Yeah, it is. It is still in early access. B. Good point. Good point. B. Yeah, that's the thing. But we already know that only the state authority reaches here. We can just do this. If not runner is owner. Okay, source is not necessary apparently. And neither is this. And then we can say here instead of yeah, okay. Well, we'll just synchronize these changes and see if it works. Dude, where are your mods? What do you mean? Do we need any mods right now? Is anyone breaking the rules? Are you thinking about breaking the rules, Oomba Boomba? Please don't tell me you're gonna break the rules. Because then I'm gonna have to sick my mods on you. My mods are hiding in the bushes right outside your house. And they got claws, long claws. And they're sharpened. And they're ready to swipe. They'll bite you. They'll bite you and poke you with a stick. Yep. I'd be careful if I were you, Oomba Boomba. I'd be real careful. You're playing a dangerous game. My mods have been kept in a cage for a month eating nothing but kibble. And they're real hungry. They're looking for some real raw meat. I've had them on a leash, tied to each corner of the room, each corner of the cage. Just so they wouldn't eat each other. That's how hungry they were and how starved they were for real meat. Now instead they just get soy kibble. And they sharpen their claws. Shing, shing, shing. Wolverine style. Sharpened. I had a surgeon embed stainless steel claws into their hands. And I made them watch Shrek 4 on repeat to wear down their psyche in the cage. Yep. That's the truth of it. That's the truth. And instead of water, nothing but spirits. Vodka, whiskey, gin. That's all they got to drink. They never got the chance to hydrate. They only became drunker and drunker. Now they're addicted to alcohol. Entire bunch of them alcoholics. And what do I say I give them after they've done a good job killing my opponents? Maiming my opponents? They get more alcohol. So they get even more disruptive and dangerous. Yep. That's what I do to my mods. I should change the punching to be a... Wait. Oh, wait, what? Oh. Why can't I return, how do I return a byte? 1. Just like private. Do I have to first make an int and then cast to byte? Oh, is it -1? A byte can only be positive? Is that it? Yeah, that's the problem. There's S byte, signed byte. Yeah. I could just send 0. It doesn't matter. I was just confused by yeah, I'll make the, I don't know, I feel like, you know, I can employ quite a bit of player trust, and I don't think there's any value in waiting for the server to confirm, like, did a bullet hit? Did the player hit the freaking whatever? Who's Gubbit? Honestly, can't even read your text. Oh yeah, usually I do it bigger. I usually zoom it in. I don't know why I had it so small. I usually have it like this. I usually do that even when just coding, like, not on stream. Like, I'm kind of surprised, honestly. Is it actually that accurate? I have to see. Yeah, no, it is neither my intention for myself nor for the stream to have it that small, so it just slipped me. I usually like having it larger because I feel like I end up overwhelmed when I just have too much code on the screen. I prefer just having, like, localized, like, what am I actually doing? Yeah, okay, this one's not, like, I'm picking it up, but then it's not actually synchronizing its position. Like, after I let it go, it's sort of like, I thought it was a bit too precise. I wonder if that's because it's not receiving the RPC. Like, if I pick up stuff that's closer to, if I go up to, because that of course was the issue earlier. Let me slide up. Because it is being handled with RPCs. Oh shit. They're all T-post. Okay, let's see. Picked up, holding, let go. No, still not synchronizing correctly. Okay, let's write down just what we need to fix. Deposing dead enemies on host. Network rigid bodies. And then predict punches locally. I think that's like the big things I notice now. Let's see. I'm gonna check. Yeah, that one's there. I mean, like in terms of the players and stuff, it's quite nice. Turkish penguin. He's actually wearing a bucket. So, I mean, if that's what you want to call the fez, then yeah, I agree. Literally wearing a bucket. A Turk goes up, sees someone putting a bucket on their head. Hey, you're not allowed to wear a fez. Anyway, with that, we'll end the stream. Let's hope I'm not canceled by the time I start up my next stream. I'll see you all tomorrow. Been good. Kind of a chill Monday stream. 3 hours, 20 minutes. Not bad, not bad. We've seen worse. I'm going to be setting up a bit more on the mushroom project. We've got more stuff that we know we need to do tomorrow. Really just networking. That's sort of what it's all about. Bro, if Rocket didn't get you canceled, you're good. Yeah, I mean, I got banned on Roblox. Do you guys know that? I got banned on Roblox because I said haha and many other things. But haha was listed as... I'll just show you. Yeah, I got banned. You can see here. Banned for 1 day. Roblox does not permit bullying or harassment towards community members. Recent harassment, offensive item, noob. Recent harassment, offensive item, loser. Recent harassment, offensive item, haha. Oh, I love them listing haha as one of the offensive items. Guy was tilting. I absolutely decimated him in the sword fighting game on Roblox, and I said haha. From now on, I'll only say haha, because then it can't count as harassment. I'll just say haha, but I won't do the loser idiot stuff, because then I have plausible deniability. What I'm just saying, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm not harassing this guy, I'm just having a lot of fun. Yeah, if I made any of the Rocket comments on Roblox, I'd be perma. Yeah. I'm just gonna try to say haha instead. Anyway, Have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll see you all around. Bye bye. Newt.